When it comes to a structure of a Linux command, it follows a certain format that is consistent regardless of the distribution of Linux that you are using. A Linux command follows this format. So we have the command followed by an option or options and followed by an argument or arguments. A Linux command is a piece of programming code that queries the Linux kernel. Whatever query that is sent to the kernel for processing is brought back and displayed within the terminal. When you look at the option helps to modify the behavior of the command. So sometimes the option is called a flag or sometimes it's called a switch. And usually it starts with a hyphen or double hyphen. And then the last but not the least has to do with the argument. An argument could be an input data or a target, or you can say a path on which the command executes. So that path or that input data could be either a file or a directory or other parameters. So we will look at some examples and we will just limit this example just to the ls command. And then we'll look at some examples of the ls command and see the various parts of the structure of a Linux command. So I will erase this. So I'll put ls. ls is a command that is used to list. So I will change right now to the root directory just because it has content that will be good for the exercise. Let's suppose that right now we find ourselves in the root directory. So if I type the command ls, which I said is to list, and I press enter, it lists the content of the root directory. So ls in this example is simply a command. Like I said, a command is a piece of code that sends a request to the Linux kernel. Then the Linux kernel processes that request and returns a reply. And that reply is shown to us within the shell. The shell, we are accessing the shell through the terminal. Okay. So this ls command is a command that asks the kernel to list the content of the root directory. So as we can see, these are the various content within the root directory, and they are listed in alphabetical order. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to use the ls command, but then this time around, I'm going to use the ls command with an option, okay, or with a flag or with a switch. So I'll use the L option. So like I said, the option usually starts with either a hyphen or a double hyphen. So in this case, we'll use a hyphen and then we'll put L. So when we press enter, but before we press enter, remember what I said initially. The option helps to alter the command output. So when we use the ls command, look at how the output is at the top here. Because I have added the -L option to the ls command, the -L option helps to create a long list of the ls command. So if I press enter, now instead of having the content listed this way, the content is given in a long list. It is listed this way instead. So the content are at the far right-hand corner. So you see bin.usr, which is this, and then next is boot, and you see boot, and then next is dev etc at home. So you see boot, dev etc at home. However, though, because we use the -L option, it gives us more information that we didn't have when we simply use the ls command. So bin was listed here, but then here we have bin, and we have all these things to the left of bin, right? And then we have bin.usr, we have similar information. Another thing we can do is use the command with an option followed by an argument. So an example of that will be, let's say, etc. So we will do ls. So let me clear the screen by using clear and press enter. So we'll use ls minus L space etc, and then we press enter. So in this example, etc is the argument. So when you notice this output of etc is different when we just use ls minus L. Okay, so I will just use ls minus L. When we press enter, we see being the _USRL boot dev. But when we use ls minus L space etc, we have a different output. So the bottom command, which is ls minus L, it displays a long list of the root directory, whereas this ls minus L space etc display a long list of the content of the etc directory. That's why the output of this one is different from this. So that's the structure of a Linux command. So remember, you can use a command as a standalone that we did ls. You can use the command with an option. You can use the command with an argument. You can use the command with an option and an argument. So it's completely up to you how you want to use the command. So instead of using ls minus L space etc, I can just say ls space etc. So this will list the content of the etc directory. So when I press enter, we have a list. So this brings us to an end of this video, but at least it gives you an idea of how the Linux command is structured. So you have command, you have option, and then you have argument. Thank you for watching, and make sure to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the very next video.